What up, players? It's Warboss Tay up in this mode. Today we're going to be doing a little Fluff Hunters episode. I forgot what the series is called. It's been so long. On the Iron Hands. Now, the information I'm going to be getting is mostly from Lexicanum and also a little bit of silliness from 1d4chan.org. So follow along and let's learn all about the 10th Legion, because that's the one I'm painting up next for my project First Founding. Man, I'm forgetting all the titles of my projects. I love summer. Summertime is here. Alright, so the Iron Hands are the 10th Legion of the 20 original Space Marine Legions, and sometimes they're referred to as the Iron 10th. Their Primarch was Ferrus Manus, who was killed on Istavan 5 at the Drop Site Massacre. And I'm going to give you a little, very brief overview of them, the things that make them interesting to me, a little bit of a description of their colors and everything, and then leave it to you to go look these articles up or go and dive into the fluff and stuff. So like I said, Ferrus Manus was their Primarch. They're the 10th Legion. They have a chapter council. Unlike other legions or chapters who have one chapter master, they have 10 companies or clans have a council of the 10, I guess, clan leaders, and so everything is decided by that. Because when Ferrus Manus landed on the world of Medusa, which is their home world, unlike other Primarchs who united their world to be this, great utopia before being found by the Emperor, Ferrus Manus said that competition would make them stronger. So he kept everybody kind of divided so that they could compete against each other to be the best while continuing to strive for greatness. So that's something that makes them interesting. They do not have a fortress monastery. They have 10 mobile fortresses that just drive around the world of Medusa. And Medusa is a very volcanic, kind of ashy world. So they've got these giant fortress monasteries that just drive around, and that's where they train and operate out of. They have Brazen Claws, Emperor Shadows, Red Talons, Sons of Medusa, Steel Confessors as their successor chapters. Color scheme, which is going to be easy for the tutorial, is black and silver. Their specialty is bionics. You can see in this picture, this guy's got like a bionic leg. Later, I think there's a picture of a Terminator with, here, bionic leg, augmented arm. Just all their body parts have been replaced a lot. And one thing about their fluff is that when a neophyte or a scout is made, when they take a human and they elevate him to become a space marine, they chop off his left hand and they replace it with a robot hand. Robot hand. Their battle cry is "The flesh is weak." So I'm going to tell you a little bit. We're not going to go into the history and the Horus Heresy too much, because all that is found in the fluff and in the novels, the Black Library Horus Heresy novels, which are just fantastic. But we will go into their beliefs, and this might help someone who's considering starting an Iron Hands army. They have a reputation for being relatively straightforward and incredibly harsh. There's this one example, the Battle of Thranx, where after they won, this world, Thranx, had rebelled against the Imperium, and just to show how awesome they were and how bad it was to turn against the Imperium, when they won the battle and the whole world was like, "Oh yeah, we love the Emperor, woo!" They killed 1/3 of the remaining population just to show everybody, you don't mess with the Imperium or the sons of the Emperor. And everybody was like, "Oh, but you guys won, and you just killed my cousin." And like 1/3 of the population, dang. Summarily executed. That is harsh. So they have this reputation for not really caring about people, and I don't want to say reflection, but they're like a mirror of this is kind of like the Iron Warriors, who are Chaos Space Marines. And boy, I bet the Iron Hands hate being compared to the Iron Warriors. But they also don't care about like their vassals or their serfs. They don't see them so much as living human beings, but more as tools. So like most Space Marines don't care about humans as a whole, but the Iron Hands they have a reputation for it, and that's because they believe that the flesh is weak. That is their rallying battle cry, and they actually started thinking this because I think this is so awesome and a great piece of fluff, because their Primarch Ferrus Manus had these living metal hands, and nobody really knows how he got them, but the rumor is that he got them while fighting the snake. And actually, yeah, there's a little bit of fluff in it in that novel. I can't even remember the name of it now. I should have written notes with Fulgrim and Perturabo. There's a little bit in the middle of the novel where little baby Ferrus Manus comes out and fights the worm for the first time, and then he gets his living metal hands, and so everybody thought that, you know, that's what Ferrus Manus wants. He wants us to replace the weak parts of our body, the flesh, with these reliable, robotic, non-failing parts. And Ferrus Manus himself thought that this was kind of excessive, and there's a little piece of writing that he made that he was going to leave, saying that, you know, I don't know if this is such a good idea for us to turn our back on what makes us human, our flesh and our organs and all of that stuff. And when he died, though, those writings didn't really come out. Nobody knows that that's what he thought, and everybody thinks, oh yeah, he wants us all to be robot men, cut off the weak parts of our body. So I think that's hilarious. They also don't have chaplains. So if you are running an army of Iron Hands, you wouldn't have any chaplains. You would instead have these guys called Iron Fathers, who are tech marines that protect the faith of their brethren. And something else that you might want to think about is that they, after the Horus Heresy, the drop site massacre, they lost most of their veteran forces. Therefore, suits of Terminator armor are even more rare than is normally the case. Due to this, Terminator squads are rare. However, sergeants are often equipped with suits of Terminator armor, as the inspirational value they provide is invaluable. And I think this is kind of old fluff, because it's been like, what, 10,000 years since the Horus Heresy, and for them not to have Terminator armor, like, you know, considering that they are good buddies with the Adeptus Mechanicus, who makes all the armor and stuff and all the equipment for, or who can help issue or repair or create armor, it's just kind of like, I hope they update that. Like, why is it 10,000 years later nobody went and replenished their stockpiles, where there are other examples of this happening with other chapters in the fluff and other legions, and they seem to be okay. So, I don't know. I hope that gets explained further. So here is a list of characters, and the artwork for some of this is really cool, like this Terminator fighting off demonettes. And yeah, so that's the Iron Hands. Very stoic, very I consider them a very interesting and ironic chapter. And I've seen a lot of Games Workshop on their websites, and when you look online too, there are a lot of great examples of people who've converted their Iron Hands to be very, you know, almost like machine-like and robotic, where they've replaced a lot of their limbs with robot limbs and stuff. And you know what I'm actually going to do too is, let's take a look one more time at the Games Workshop site, and I'll show you Eldar. Ridiculous. I'll show you some the upgrade kit. Where was it? Bits? Yeah, here we go, I think. So here, the Iron Hands upgrade kit. If you want and you have the money, you might have seen me do my unboxing of the Iron Hands upgrade kit. They have like the robot hands, the augmented legs. Look at this guy. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Robot face, robot extra biotics. So this is a great way to convert up your unit, but you don't have to do that. Like I said, I've seen you can kind of kit bash here and there, and do just fine. A lot of the Space Marine kits have robotic looking like limbs and accessories in them. So yeah, and if for a little bit of a laugh, you can come to 1D4chan and and see some stuff here. These daily rituals, I love when they do these. It's so funny. They have like a day in the life of, and they talk about, and it's really funny. So definitely check this out if you want a good laugh. It's, you know, a tongue-in-cheek and very funny. But 10th Legion, that's the one we're going to attempt painting next. So hope you guys like this little Fluff Hunters episode, and we'll see you in the next one. Latest, players!